DrivinIvanKatz here, and I've got a whole bunch of discs that I'm going to be throwing. I'm just going to talk about how I throw them, if I throw them right, if I throw them wrong, and what are the characteristics and flight numbers on these that determine how they fly. So if you're new to disc golf, or even if you've been playing a while, I think you'll still learn something. So smash that like button and subscribe. And I'm going to throw a bunch of discs into this field. Here we go. I'll start it off today with the rock. Looks like an X out. Paul Macbeth rock. It's older. 5403. 5 is the speed. That means it's a mid-range. 0 to 3 putters. 4, 5, 6 mid-range approach discs. Mid-range and approach are the same thing. Just like fairway driver, control driver, 7, 8, 9, basically, those are the same thing. They offer you a bit more control, but still you should be able to throw them pretty far. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, those are your distance drivers, and those are harder to throw and control. If you're not getting a disc to turn over, forehand flick, or turn over, right hand, backhand, you need to move that number down. If you're throwing 9s and you can't get them to turn over, move down to 4, 5s, and 6s. Throw mid-ranges. Let's see how this one throws today. Okay. Pretty stable, just a mid-range. 9 for -1 and 5. This is a Buffalo. Now, the 9, of course, is the speed, so it's a control, almost a distance driver. 4 is the glide. That means the wind's going to take it. The higher the number, the more the wind will take it. It's very windy. There's a headwind today. -1, that means it's understable. Let me show you what that means. If you're throwing a disc on a little hyzer, -1, it should turn up a little bit. -2, -3, -4. That's an understable disc. When you throw it, it should turn over. Forehand flick, which is the way I'm throwing today, should turn over, okay? So that's that third number, stability. And the last number is fade. Third number is turn, and that's the stability. Last number, fourth number, 5. Now that means this one is going to fade a lot. If you throw forehand flick, it's going to fade off this way. So setting this disc up, it would be a good, basically, dogleg right disc for me. So that's how I'm going to throw this one. Let me see how much it fades. I'm going to throw it off. Let's pretend that there's objects in the way here, trees, and I'm trying to go around them. Are you ready? You see? Just turn the whole way. That's because of that strong propensity to fade there, the 5 fade. That's a lot of fade. This one is a, I don't know what it is, Dynamic Discs Lucid Ice Trespass. And it's too stable for me. It's too overstable, which means I can't really turn it over very well. So I'll put a little anhyzer on it, try to get it some distance, see what happens. Yeah, did you see I put some anhyzer on it? Hyzer, anhyzer, hyzer, anhyzer, and that was to compensate for it. But I don't know how well it worked. 6, 6, -3, 1. So this is a kind of a mid-range fairway control driver in the middle there. Should go pretty straight, only a 1 fade, and it should turn over a little bit. But it's new. It's not broken in. Now, discs that aren't broken in, they tend to not turn over as much. So if you see like a -3 number and it's just not turning over for you, just play with it, hit some trees, and eventually it'll get worn in, and discs tend to get more flippy. That's why I like DX plastic. Maybe I'll throw a DX plastic disc next to show you. Yeah. You see how that disc just turned up and kept going with very little fade? That's a really good disc. You can really shape that one and throw it and shape your flight. This one I love, actually. Stingray here. This is DX plastic. That means it gets flippy. 4, 5, -3, 1. So it is supposed to be very flippy. I'll give it some hyzer, see if I can turn it over. Yeah, I can turn it over all right. It's because of that headwind. Turned over too much actually, so that wasn't a great throw. 11.5 -1.3. So this should have a little fade. Should turn over a little bit. It's my Blizzard Champion Wraith. It's really light actually. Let's see what happens. Whew. Beautiful. Gave it some hyzer, it turned over and just kept going straight. So that was really nice. D2, I bought this as a replacement for my Halo Air. 13.6, -0.5, and 3. So it should be kind of a turnover disc that has a little S-curve to it. But I don't know, let's see. I haven't thrown it in a while. Oh, good, I can talk about how terribly I just threw that. Distance was okay, but what I did actually, and it's not a good thing, I didn't throw it nose down. I threw it nose up, so all it did was just kind of fade the whole way. You notice the Wraith that I threw it kind of nose down, it went the distance. That's how you want to be throwing these. This one is an 8.4 -1.1, so TL3, pretty cool disc. Should go straight. I'll make sure, I'll try to throw this one nose down this time. Plus, I'm throwing downhill, so that should help. If you're throwing uphill, obviously you want to give it some nose up, but you basically want to be even with the ground. And let's see if I can do that with this one. Much, much better there. There you go. Okay, this is a Ghost 4503. So pretty stable. I think it's a pretty straight flyer. Let's see. Yeah. It's kind of funny. It's a 0 for the turn stability, but it did, I don't know if you saw it, it did flip up. So I would give that about a -1. And again, as you throw discs, they break in and they turn over more. So there you go. This one, Fury. I like this one. Latitude 64. 9.6 -2.2. So this one should turn over and then kind of S-curve out a little bit. Let's see. Oh, it's very, very stable. I kind of pushed it over a little bit and it stayed that way. So very little fade. It was a nice disc actually. This one is a Freedom. 14.5 -2 and 3. Let's see. Oh boy. Yeah, I forgot how flippy that is. For a speed 14, it's super flippy. I just turned it right over. That was a terrible throw. That's why I'm out here, to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. The River, great disc. 7.7 -1.1. Let's see. Nice little roll at the end. This one, Tempest. All right. The Wolf, 4.3 -4.1. This is very flippy. I'm gonna give it a lot of hyzer, plus it's DX plastic. A lot of hyzer, see if I can get it to fly correctly. There you go, very straight. Did you see how much that turned over? Did you see it? I threw it like this and it still turned all the way over. This is another mid-range, Champion Panther. I like this. 5.4 -2.1. Pretty good distance for a mid-range there, nice and straight. The Hawk, also pretty flippy as I remember. 4.5 -2.2. Almost like a Cobra. And now I remember it being pretty flippy. So I also know the weight to this. They usually have the weight written on the back. 173. So know your discs if you like them. Know your disc, know the weight, know the plastic, so you can get another one if you ever lose it. Also write your name and number on it. Here goes the Hawk. It's pretty good. Nice, understable, turned over nicely, like it should. Now I said like a Cobra. This is a Cobra. This is a 1995 Piedmont Random Doubles Tour Cobra. It's an Ontario mold, they call it, so it's really flippy. Let's see what happens. Beautiful. You know, throwing in a field is really, really great. There's nothing around, and if you go out on a disc golf course, you know, there's trees, there's, you know, sometimes, you know, some of you live in places with very open disc golf courses, and that's good. You can go practice there, but most of the courses around here are very tight and not a great place to just try out discs and see how they fly, really. So throwing in a field is great. Have your friends bring their discs, meet them here. Maybe you can swap some that you don't like and you like theirs and they like yours. So that's a good thing to do too. Here we go, Leopard 3. Really nice and straight. You know, I throw so many discs and I kind of remember what they do, but then I kind of don't. So I guess I'll just have to see. This is a factory second, looks to be Blizzard Champion, something or other. It's pretty darn light though. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I threw that too low, but you see it's a very straight flyer. This one I remember being pretty overstable. It's a Truth, it's supposed to be pretty stable. 5.5 -1.1. Yeah. Did what it's supposed to do. Nice flight pattern. Now you notice, you know, my arm is not super strong. Used to be stronger, but distance is not really my thing. But you know, I'm getting the mid ranges in the drivers. I mean, obviously my drivers go further, but this is still proving that you can get some pretty good distance with a mid range, and that's what you should be doing. It's better to be in control than out of control. You can play most courses with a mid-range the whole entire time. This is one of my main discs that I throw, but it's not broken in crank SS. I love these. Let's see what this one's doing today. Not doing much. Wow. Yeah, not broken in, but still, it will be. I'll keep throwing it, and eventually it'll probably be one that I bag. Plus, if it's a little more stable, most of the ones I throw will turn over and go straight, but that one I know I can still get good distance with, especially if I want a lot of fade at the end. I'll use that one. Champion Roadrunner, 9.5 -4.1. New discs, not that flippy yet for me. So let's see. Yeah, that had like a -1 flip, maybe. It barely flipped it, turned over. But again, my arm is not super strong. Here's a Heat. I like these. 9.6 -3.1. Discraft Heat. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, this one's cool. I like this company. 6.5 -3.1. It's a #2 slice by Lightning Discs, I believe. #2 slice. So it's really designed to kind of turn a little bit, but I don't know. Let's see what it's doing today. I haven't thrown it in a while. Yeah. It's understable. Wow. Terrible, but it's good. A very flippy disc is needed sometimes. I should have thrown this one back to back with the crank SS. This is a crank SS. It's titanium now. So let's see how this is behaving today. Whew. Yeah, still pretty stable for my arm, but nice nonetheless. This one, Gateway discs. I don't know a lot about Gateway. Anybody know what this is? Looks to be a kind of a mid fairway, probably a speed 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there. Let's see. Pretty straight. Oh, this one I like a lot. My Ace Race Sol. This is a backup that I have. I think it's pretty flippy, so I'm going to try to give it a lot of hyzer. Should go pretty straight. Just turns over and goes straight. See? Little fade at the end. So high. I threw that pretty high too. 6304. Now a lot of these discs I buy used. I just buy a bunch of them so I can do these videos, and I like to just experience the discs. I'm trying to go through them and sell them. So the ones I don't like today I'll probably sell. I've got way too many discs, but that's a good thing, right? Gives you options and choices. Okay, not bad. Oh, this one's interesting. The Wombat 3, 5.6, -10. It's supposed to have very little fade. Let's see if it does. Yeah. Put it on hyzer and just let it go, and threw it a little too low, but it did just turn over and go straight. Okay, I got 4 more, and then we're going to go see how they did. Have you smashed that like button and subscribed yet? I hope you have. Subscribe to my Drivin Ivan site, DrivinIvanKatz, leave off the G, and then Ivan Katz Productions for my disc golf content. Also follow me on TikTok, Ivan Katz. What do I have on TikTok? It's The Real Drivin Ivan and Ink Video on TikTok, and also DrivinIvanKatz, same as my YouTube, on Instagram too. All right, Evolution Pro Line Saber by Gateway. That's one I could probably sell. It's not doing much for me. 9.5, -4.1, another champion Roadrunner. Oh boy. Yeah, that one's not so good either. I didn't throw it well though. Here's another Truth. And Prodigy M1. Nice straight flyer. Yeah. All right, let's see how they did. Well, this is kind of interesting results today. This is my Wraith here, the Blizzard Champion Wraith. And it's by far the farthest throw I had. I was throwing from up top over here, basically. But last time I threw, I had more grouped together in this longer distance. So check out my last field video. I try to throw in the same places so you can compare them and see. This TL3 is definitely a good disc. And you know, these are the ones that are kind of straighter, so I'm concentrating on these. This one, the Panther, Champion Panther, always good. And you know, the Cobra there, and the Ghost, you know, kind of shorter, but these turned over a bit more, which is nice. This is also the Hawk type Cobra, so Leopard 3. You can see that it's not necessarily the speediest discs that I'm throwing the farthest. So this one did pretty well, and it's a Truth with an interesting paint job. This one turned over a lot. Could have put some more hyzer on it. Probably got a lot more distance out of this one, I think. Opto Fury by Latitude 64. And then, well, these are also pretty straight, turned over a bit. Discraft Impact, and then the Stingray here. I like the Stingray, just a bad throw. That one, I think maybe threw it too low. But that's a good thing too, when you're evaluating your throws and your discs, you can look back at the footage, see what you did wrong, and maybe it's the disc's fault, maybe it's your fault. A lot of times it's human error. These discs, they're designed to do certain things, and they can get away from you, certainly, as some of these did. So there you go. So these, some of these out here, I do like this disc, but this disc right here, but maybe some of these, you know, they didn't do too well for me. So maybe I'll put these in my get rid of them pile and see what's going on there. This one, this Paul Macbeth rock there, the Rock 3 is pretty good, but that's okay. This one, this was just a bad throw altogether. Daredevil discs. But yeah, I'll make a pile for, you know, stuff I want to get rid of, and that won't go in it. But let's see up on the hill here what these did. Because these were okay. These, for being stable to overstable, this one, kind of funny, this one ended up over there. The D2, the Wolf, and these over here that really went pretty far actually, but Discraft Heat, yeah, that's a good flyer. The River over there, and which one is this? Oh yeah, my Crank SS. So for the stable ones, this one probably went furthest, and then this one too is pretty good. Tempest, sorry. That's a good disc also. So there you go, throwing these discs in a field, and you can learn a lot. See, you should go out there and do it yourself, figure out how these discs fly, and do check out all my disc golf videos. I have a lot of them. I travel around, I play disc golf on many different courses all over the US and even beyond sometimes. So definitely check out my disc golf rounds. There are also tutorials. Check out my disc golf everything you need to know video. That's pretty cool. I think I have a best shots. I have some aces out there. Check those out too. And all my videos have really tips and tutorials, things to help you out. I think you'll learn something no matter what level you're on. Plus, you know, I have a lot of disc golf reviews where I throw the same type of disc or similar discs, mid-ranges, things like that. Show you, I have a problem shot disc golf video, and all sorts of great disc golf content. So check it out, follow me, subscribe, and if you like cars, check out my Drivin Ivan site and just search any car on YouTube and Drivin Ivan and you shall find it. And also my music videos, I like to play all the instruments on songs like Hotel California, even the Slicky Boys. Let's see what else I got out there. Louie Louie, many REM songs. I even play Losing My Religion on the mandolin, just like they recorded it. And then I kind of came up with my own piano version of that one. Piano acoustic guitar, that's cool. If you like music, Ivan Katz original music, or check out my music out there on the internet too. And my Free Your Mind music video is pretty cool. It has some of my car collection, a lot of my musical instrument collection. Speaking of, I do review guitars as well, so check those videos out too. And again, thank you so much for watching. I am producer Ivan Katz.